Hi Virgo, welcome to my channel. Happy birthday to us Virgos. My birthday is September 1st, so I thought I would do our September spread and get this out as a birthday treat. I've got a spread out for the month of September for love right now, and I've been looking at it for a little while. I have 2 decks shuffled to clarify too. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, comment. I love the comments. All those who have requested personal readings, thank you so much for the awesome donations. It's amazing how amazing y'all are sometimes. So thank you very much for the outpouring of love. It truly makes me feel so wonderful to be able to do this work and that it's something that is touching people's lives. So thank you. If you'd like a personal reading from me, in the description box below, you can go ahead and check that out. It lets you know the process and how that's done. And so without further ado, if this doesn't resonate with you, I'll get the moon and rising signs up, the other signs up throughout the course of this weekend. I'm going to pick up my little one on the 30th of August. And again, my birthday's on the 1st, so I don't plan to do any readings on my birthday with my little boy. Hopefully you can understand that. But I will definitely get to them, shortly after that when he has to return. So anyways, let me go ahead and jump into this and we'll see what comes up as we clarify. So the first card that I have in this central position is the Eight of Swords. So again, this is an energy where it's like you're trapped in your own head about something or feeling stuck about something, but it's really because you just can't see the way. Like, you know that there's a solution to the problem. You just don't know what the solution is. It hasn't become clear yet. Or somebody is very stuck in their head, or there's a lot of stress flying around right now, and perhaps it's keeping you in a feeling of being bound or like suspension. It could be just a lot of pressure too for demands from work, because the crossing is this Eight of Pentacles, and this is a work ethic card, but it's somebody who takes a lot of pride in their work. And this is steady, this is mastery, somebody who's really a craftsman. If this is in regards to relationship, then for a love reading, I would say that this is somebody who's willing to put in the effort long term for a stable relationship. But there's something that's got that person feeling trapped. Now with the Virgo, with this Pentacles crossing, I feel like this is us. This is our energy. So there's something that's trapping us. And they're 8 and 8s on top of each other. Now 8 and 8s, 8 is the infinity symbol. So for some of us, this may be part of a karmic process, or have to do with the twin flame even. I'm not sure. Let's see. And we've got the Chariot in the foundation. So the Chariot is a card of fast-moving energy, but it's fast-moving energy that begins on a course towards a goal, but it's not necessarily an easy beginning. She has to bring together opposing forces and use that to propel her forward. And there's a recognition, I feel like, in this card that it's not going to be easy. She's even prepared with this parasol up here in case it rains. And the lights are on to see where she's going. So I feel like this is a card that it's expecting the unexpected, but it's moving toward a goal anyway. So this is a high motivation. I feel like there's a very positive energy here. Some of you could be dealing with the Cancer. For me, the Chariot does represent Gemini as well. So it could be either or. And then in the past position, we have the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like there's been, for a lot of us, we've been able to finally release something we were perhaps holding on to tightly in the past. Or maybe we were able to tighten the reins a little bit and loosen up a little bit about something. Because this Four of Pentacles is definitely like a clinging type of energy, or holding on too tightly, having too firm of a grip. But it's in the past position, so I feel like that's been released. In this present position, then we have the Five of Cups. a lot of the time, again, readers will say the Five of Cups is a crying over spilt milk or somebody who's emotionally disappointed. I feel more like with this card and knowing us, I feel like a lot of us recently or are presently hitting kind of a low where you just kind of have to fall apart and cry for a little bit and then you're going to feel better when that's done. Or you just kind of have to be sad for a minute and let me be sad, and then when I'm done, I'll be all better. But I feel like a lot of us are going through this kind of a bit of emotional roller coaster where you really just do have to hit bottom before you can move back up. It's not something you can necessarily talk your way out of. Like, you have to have some sort of release for the emotion, I feel like. And that's what I feel like this Five of Cups is representing in the present for us. And then in the future position, I have the Two of Swords. So this is somebody who's in the process of making a decision. I feel like it's a very important decision, especially with the way that this card is posed. She's got the full moon directly over her head, representing her intuition. She is blindfolded. So it's almost like making a decision on faith, and it's going to have to be a swift decision. Somebody perhaps needs to be cut out, or a choice needs to be made. But she hasn't taken any action on this decision yet. She's still in between deciding. And that's in that future position. And then in our position, we have the Ten of Cups. So I feel like we're definitely in a position of having plenty of love to give. Because I think that for me in particularly, I know that I'm much more balanced when I feel as though I'm full of love. It's not like I don't need love from anybody. I can freely give it. And I feel like that's what this Ten of Cups is representing here in our position. And then in the environment, we have this Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is that give and take kind of an energy, but it's one has more to give or more to offer than the other. It's like somebody of affluence is giving to someone who doesn't have much. But I also feel like it's recognizing that there is help around you too, because I feel like it's difficult to ask for help. Because it may be a bit of an ego blow. And the Six of Pentacles, I feel like, could be kind of representing our ego getting in the way of asking for help, because it's not like we need it or we're going to die. Like, we can take care of it if we have to. But it might be easier if we had some help. If somebody would offer help, that'd be great. But I feel like this is indicating that we need to be willing to ask for that help, because they'll give up the help when it's asked for. I feel like this is a card, since it's in our environment position, there may be some people coming to you to ask for help, perhaps. Or this is an indication that you need to reach out for help. Perhaps it's an indication for a lot of us, too, to need to be able to show some vulnerability. Because I feel like asking for help makes us feel vulnerable, but perhaps that's what this other party needs to see. And then in the hopes and fears position, we have the Justice card. So this represents the sign of Libra. The Justice, again, is a card that is, yes, including in your intuition, but it's one who sees right through you. Like, she forces you to be honest with yourself. I don't know if you can see it here in this card, but she's got, it's like pictures. She's got evidence. She's putting everything on the scale to see what balances out as the truth. I feel like it's bringing to light things coming to the forefront that perhaps haven't been out in the open. But it's almost like when the Justice comes in, you already knew. Or the other person already knew. The knowledge was already there. She saw through it already. And then in the outcome position, we have the Star card. The Star card is a beautiful card to me here. I know you can't see it in this picture, but her skirt flows all the way down to like these turbulent waters in the ocean, and she sits in this cradle of the moon there at peace. And I feel like this Star card is representative of that, of just, it's those moments of allowing your soul to truly be at peace. Even when there's chaos around you, even when things haven't improved necessarily, or they haven't necessarily changed much, but you're at peace with it. And I feel like that's connected to this 5 of Cups down here, where it's, you have to fall apart to be able to build up stronger. I feel like that's a lot of us have that trait. You have to be able to fall apart, maybe in secret, maybe, you know, a little bit fall apart. And then when you get back up, there's more peace on top of that, I feel like. And so I feel like this Star card definitely goes hand in hand with that 5 of Cups. But let's clarify some of this with my other decks and see what we come up with. Let's see, we'll start with this fairy deck. It's been shuffled already, so I'm going to just pull it for the card. Please clarify this 8 of Swords in the central position for Virgo for the month of September. What is this 8 of Swords about here in this central position? Please clarify this 8. There we go. The World on top of the 8 of Swords. So you're feeling stuck about something that needs to come to a completion. It could be a process. It could be a thought process. It could be a sense of inaction that needs to come to a completion. The World card calls you to bring things full circle. It's an empowering card, though, so it's, you know, it's one that's saying that something needs to end for something new to begin here. And I feel like it has to do with this head versus your heart, perhaps, that you're having a little bit of. You'll see here in this World card, too, that that's a full moon up above her head as well. There's a lot of intuition working right now, I feel like. Please clarify this. That, wow, popped right out there. Yeah, the Justice card on top of this 8 of Swords on top of this World. And then you have the Justice card over here in the Hopes and Fears position. Some of you have, perhaps there's somebody who has a situation that they're afraid of someone finding out about. Like it's a hidden situation that there's a huge amount of stress about it coming out. And it's like a situation that needs to be ended, or something that has ended, but now there's this threat of it coming out, perhaps. Some of you, again, could be dealing with a Libra. Let's see what this Chariot's about down here. Please clarify this Chariot in the foundation for Virgo, for love, for September. What is this Chariot card about here in the foundation for Virgo? What is this Chariot card about here in the foundation for Virgo? Why is this Chariot card here? What is this Chariot card doing here in the foundation for Virgo? Why is this Chariot card here? 7 of Swords on top of the Chariot. So 7 of Swords represents like a sneaking behavior or a spying behavior. And since it's in the foundation with this Chariot, I feel like some of you may be taking action on digging up some information. Or somebody is spying on you, perhaps, and you're moving away from that. Let's get this 8 of Pentacles crossing you. I didn't get that before. Please clarify this 8 of Pentacles crossing for Virgo in the central position. What is this 8 of Pentacles crossing Virgo here? Please clarify this 8 of Pentacles. It could be that some of you perhaps had a situation where something came out in the open. Maybe there was a confession made to you, but they're saying it's over. Like it's done and over, and you're trapped about making a decision over this. And this 8 of Pentacles is crossing you. It's indicating that you're inclined to put in the work. You may be willing to put in the work. Please clarify this 8 of Pentacles here, crossing Virgo in this central position. What is this 8 of Pentacles about here, crossing Virgo? The High Priestess on top of the 8 of Pentacles. There's a lot of intuition at work here. So I feel like with this High Priestess and this Justice card on top of this Eight of Pentacles and this Eight of Swords, that's a lot of eights there. I feel like a lot of you are dealing with a karmic situation right now, or a situation that is testing you somehow. Situation that's meant to come in for you to learn something or to grow in some way. So let's see here. Please clarify this Eight of Pentacles crossing Virgo. Why is this Eight of Pentacles here? Queen of Wands on top of the Eight of Pentacles and the High Priestess. So some of you could be dealing with a fire sign. I feel like there is this sense of justice being served in some way. Perhaps something comes to light. Perhaps somebody puts their foot down about a situation that needs to be completed. But this situation coming to light has somebody very trapped in their head and in their feelings. And I feel like this Eight of Pentacles indicates that somebody is definitely willing to put in the work long term for this relationship to move to the next level. I feel like there is, with this High Priestess, there is a connection intuitively between the two of you. It could be a fire sign, or you could be embodying this energy of the Queen of Wands, who is she's very active and dynamic, and she's the seductress, so she's kind of in control of the situation, I feel like, because typically somebody wants something from her. So let's see what this Chariot is about down here with this other deck. Please clarify this Chariot card in the foundation for Virgo. What is this Chariot card about here in the foundation? Why is this Chariot card here in the foundation for a sign of Virgo? Why is this Chariot card here in the foundation for the sign of Virgo? What is this Chariot card about? Knight of Wands on top of the Chariot and the Seven of Swords. So perhaps somebody has been acting pretty sneaky. And it could be, you could be dealing with a fire sign here. Perhaps they have been sneaky, or perhaps they have been spying on you. But I feel like this Chariot is moving swiftly away from that energy. I feel like it's making a decision. It may be that you're just not going to tolerate this kind of, it could be that there's a cycle with this person. And again, that would make sense with there's so many cards indicating your intuition up here, that it would make sense that there's some sort of cycle with this person that has to be ended because they keep doing this. It's like this flaky, flighty, sneaky behavior where you're walking on eggshells. You don't really know where you stand half the time. And it's destructive. It prevents anything from moving forward. It's like a holding pattern. Let's see what this Five of Cups is about here in the present. Please clarify this Five of Cups here in the present for Virgo. What is this Five of Cups about? It could be that some of you are recognizing, too, that this cycle has to come to an end, and that's what this Five of Cups is about. You could have a bit of an emotional breakdown over it because it's difficult. Because Lord knows it's not easy. Please clarify this Five of Cups here in the present position for Virgo. Ace of Pentacles on top of the Five of Cups, but it does bring an opportunity for a new beginning. Perhaps you know that if you put your foot down in this situation and stand your ground, that if the other person comes around, perhaps you know it would be a new beginning on the right foot. It would even the scales, I feel like. Please clarify this Five of Cups in the present for Virgo for love for September. Why is this Five of Cups here? Please clarify this Five of Cups here in the present for Virgo for love for the month of September. There's two here, so three of them. Ace of Pentacles again. So a new beginning on a very stable foundation. We have the Ace of Wands, a new beginning with passion, of course, and that action behind it. So somebody takes action. and the Two of Swords on top of that. So I feel like, again, that's that feeling that it's like you recognize that putting your foot down or walking away, even though that's very difficult for you, moving away from this, I feel like this Chariot is leaving this situation. Even though it's incredibly difficult, that's the only thing that's going to bring about this. I mean, you have 3 aces in a row right here. The Ace of Wands, which is that action and passion and the spark of action behind it, and then the Ace of Pentacles, which is that steady, hard work. It's beginning on the right foot, very balanced energy, and that Two of Swords is somebody making the decision to do that. So I feel like that's what you know. You have this Two of Swords right here in the future too, right after this Two of Swords. So I feel like it's forcing a decision to be made. Please clarify this Two of Swords here in the future position for Virgo, for love, for the month of September 2017. What is this Two of Swords about here in this future position for Virgo? Why is this Two of Swords here in the future position for Virgo? What is this Two of Swords about here in this future position for Virgo? Six of Pentacles on top of the Two of Swords. Again, it's this card of one party is nourishing or giving to the other, and with the expected outcome is a return eventually. So let's see what we get. It could be that there's a decision that has to be made about how much effort you're willing to put into a relationship before you need to stop, or perhaps that's the other person. Perhaps they need to determine how much energy they're willing to put into, how much investment they're willing to put into. Please clarify this Two of Swords here. And this could be that, like again, what it is saying is that you're making a decision not to over-invest, not to invest more than the other person in this relationship anymore. Perhaps you've been investing and it's left you incredibly imbalanced, and you've known that you were investing too much, but didn't necessarily know how to stop it for some of you. Please clarify this Two of Swords in the future position here for the sign of Virgo, for love, for the month of September 2017. What is this Two of Swords about here in the future position? Why is this Two of Swords here? Okay, that popped right out. Yep, Temperance. Some of you are dealing with a Sagittarius. I'm always dealing with a Sagittarius, so I definitely understand this one. So yeah, there's a decision that has to be made about maybe a relationship that you've invested too much in, to the point that you've become unbalanced or imbalanced, or perhaps the other person has invested and there's an imbalance. But then down in your position, down here, we have the Ten of Cups, so let's see what that's about. Please clarify this Ten of Cups here in the Virgo's position. What is this Ten of Cups about here for Virgo? Please clarify this Ten of Cups for Virgo. Seven of Wands on top of the Ten of Cups. So I feel like it's you putting your foot down for your right to have emotional fulfillment, perhaps. Maybe you are defending, maybe that's what this is about, walking away. You're defending your right to have that equal reciprocity in the relationship. And maybe that's what you have to do, is to assert your right to be treated the way that you deserve to be treated for some of you. Or to no longer accept unfulfilling behavior that doesn't fulfill you. Please clarify this Ten of Cups here in Virgo's position. What is this Ten of Cups about here in the Virgo's position? Why is this Ten of Cups here? Again, some of you could be dealing with fire signs, so it could be a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. Some of you could be dealing with another earth sign too. There's definitely a lot of pentacles here, so you could be dealing with a Taurus, Capricorn, or another Virgo. Temperance represents Sagittarius here. I get Gemini and Aquarius with the star. Justice would be a Libra. So there's, this Cancer down here would be the Chariot here. And the High Priestess represents Pisces to me. So there's definitely a lot of different signs at play here, or energies at play. I feel like there's definitely a lot of different aspects that are brought out by another person, perhaps. A lot of different aspects of your personalities and vice versa. Please clarify this Ten of Cups here in Virgo's position. What is this Ten of Cups about here? Please clarify this Ten of Cups here in the Virgo's position. What is this Ten of Cups about here in Virgo's position? Why is this Ten of Cups here? Six of Pentacles. Again, yes, it's defending that right to a proper give and take. A proper relationship with reciprocity where you're not necessarily always the one giving all the time. And I feel like a lot of you have to put your foot down in order to not maybe feel taken advantage of, perhaps. Perhaps some of you feel like the other party takes you for granted or takes advantage of you, and perhaps they are not aware of it. Maybe they really are not seeing it because you haven't asserted yourself, perhaps. Because you've got Six of Pentacles in your environment too, with the Six of Pentacles right here. Sixes are the card for the Lovers card too, which represents Gemini, so it could be that you're dealing with a Gemini who perhaps has a lot of Earth in their chart. Please clarify the Six of Pentacles in Virgo's environment. What is the Six of Pentacles about here? Okay. Yeah, the Two of Swords on top of the Six of Pentacles. So again, it's making a decision. Like you have to make a decision to require a give and take, I feel like, relationship to balance it out. There's an imbalance. There has to be a decision made to bring balance. Or perhaps somebody is making a decision about whether they are ready for a proper give and take relationship. Perhaps somebody's been torn about whether or not they're ready for a proper give and take relationship because maybe they didn't feel like they had anything to give. Please clarify the Six of Pentacles here in the environment position. What is the Six of Pentacles about here? What is the Six of Pentacles about here in the environment position for Virgo? Why is the Six of Pentacles here? What is this Six of Pentacles about here for Virgo in the environment position? What is this Six of Pentacles about here? Whoop. It wants to pop out, so let's see what it is. Yeah, Five of Cups. So again, I feel like this is somebody's having to make a hard decision to put their foot down in, like it's like saying that you have to end it and walk away, put your foot down in order for this new beginning to take place, where somebody makes a decision that allows them to be treated equally. There's Two of Swords everywhere in this reading. So it's not a decision that has been made yet. It's a decision that's in suspense. Like nobody has made the decision yet. But the decision will be forced. It will have to be made. So let's see what this Justice card is about here in the Hopes and Fears position. Please clarify this Justice card in the Hopes and Fears position for Virgo. What is this Justice card about here? Please clarify this Justice card in the Hopes and Fears position for Virgo. What is this Justice card about? Oop, popped right out there. The Chariot, yeah. You have the Chariot down here, and now you have the Chariot again. This, again, represents Cancer, or it could be that you're dealing with a Libra. But this energy is swiftly moving toward a goal. And the Justice is one, again, who can see right through you. She brings the evidence to the table. So again, I feel like a decision is going to be forced. It's going to be made. It's going to have to be made. It's going to force action. But this is in the Hopes and Fears position, so perhaps that's what your concern is. Perhaps you are scared to force this person's hand. Let's see. Please clarify this Justice card for Virgo in the Hopes and Fears position here. What is this Justice card about for Virgo? Please clarify this Justice card in the Hopes and Fears position for Virgo. What is this Justice card here for? Please clarify this Justice card in the Hopes and Fears position for Virgo. What is this Justice card about here? Please clarify this Justice card in the hopes and fears position for Virgo. What is this Justice card about here? The Five of Swords on top of this Chariot, on top of the Justice card. So the Five of Swords, it in this position to me represents an energy that means at any cost. I feel like this is saying that once the evidence is at hand, action will need to be taken, and it's like the action needs to be taken at any cost. I feel like a lot of you are being cautioned to stand up for like your self-respect, self-love, self-worth. There's something that you're being called to stand up for, I feel like, in order to generate the proper energy. This new beginning here, because this is a powerful new beginning. You got two Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Wands, and then this Two of Swords, like a decision being made to take action, passionate action on this stable foundation. So it's definitely awesome energy. Let's see what this Star card is about in the outcome here. Please clarify this Star card in the outcome position for Virgo. What is this Star card about here? Please clarify this Star card in the outcome position for Virgo. What is this Star card about here? Please clarify this Star card in the outcome position for Virgo. What is this Star card about here? Please clarify this Star card in the outcome position for Virgo. What is this Star card about? Please clarify this Star card in the outcome position for Virgo. Why is this Star card here? Please clarify this Star card in the outcome position for Virgo. Why is this Star card here? Please clarify this Star card in the outcome position for Virgo. Do you want to go? Okay. Yeah, the Strength card. The Strength card on top of the Star card. So the Strength card is one of, I feel like this is calling to healing and balance and peace, and it's this intense amount of inner strength. But I feel like it's unleashing this intense amount of inner strength. And again, it's like this peace that comes to you, I feel like is in regards to this reunification that I feel like takes place here. She's not parted from this beast, so I feel like there is a polarity between the two of them. And I feel like this is indicating that if this is perhaps a fire sign that you're dealing with down here, that this, or somebody who is embodying this energy, this flaky, flighty, maybe taking you through this same pattern of behavior where they distance themselves emotionally, you have no idea where to stand, and it leaves you reeling every time, and then I feel like this is definitely a card of indicating that can end in a reunion after you stand up for your self-respect, but I feel like that has to come from an immense amount of inner strength. So I do, again, feel like a lot of you are being tested or being called on to use inner strength here. So you could be dealing with a Leo as well. Let's see if we can get another card up there on the Strength card. Or the Star, excuse me. Please clarify that Star card in the outcome position for Virgo, for love, for the month of September. What is this Star card about here in the outcome? Why is this Star card here in the outcome position? What is this Star card here for in the outcome position for Virgo? Please clarify this Star card here in the outcome position for Virgo. What is this Star card about here? Please clarify this. Okay. Here we go. We had a few fallouts. So let's see what they're about. Queen of Pentacles, which is you. Five of Wands is competition. Page of Pentacles and the Star card again. So with the Strength and the Star card again, I feel like you have two Star cards. It's so beautiful because they're such healing cards, and this inner strength is such a powerful combination. So I feel like a lot of you could be dealing again with the sign of Aquarius too. But with this healing energy and this inner strength over here, and then here we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is definitely you in that element of being, you know, creating a home. With this Page of Pentacles, again, I feel like is that there could be children involved perhaps, or there is this young, playful, kind of energetic, new, enlivened energy as well. And this Five of Wands here, typically I would say is like a petty argument or a conflict card, but I feel like this is competition, almost like playfulness, almost in jest. So I feel like it's calling to really balance everything out. Like there's this healing that needs to happen, an immense amount of healing and peace and listening to your intuition and this inner strength. And it brings about you being in your element and perhaps sparking competition around you, maybe that may perhaps forces this other party into action as well, it could be saying. So overall, I feel like it's very positive. I just feel like it's that there is something that is being called, and this isn't necessarily for all of you, but it's something that is being called on for a lot of you, that you know you need to put your foot down in a situation for sure, and a decision has to be made or forced. So let me know. Happy birthday. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll speak with you soon.